Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into all of the discounted vehicles this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. We'll also be talking about some new content and money that you can earn. So, as always, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. Helps out the channel a lot, and it's why I usually take a little bit longer to get these videos out than somebody like TGG or GTA Men. It's just because I put a little bit more effort in to actually show you the cars and everything else like that. So let's make our way over to GTA. The first vehicle, or should I say aircraft we're breaking into, is the Nimbus. Kind of a useless jet, and that's why we're flying in it now, because I don't want to have to talk about it for the rest of the video. The Nimbus is 30% off this week. It is normally 1.9 million. You can pick it up for 1.3 million this week. So yeah, I guess if you want to buy like a jet and I don't know, like pick your friends up in it, then go ahead. But for most people, I really can't say that this is a good purchase. So we are going to be hopping out of the Nimbus and we are going to make our way over to reality and take a look at the actual vehicles that are decent being discounted this week. Let's start off as usual with the two freebies. We have the Jester Classic, which is part of the podium. This is obviously based off a Supra. I like the Jester Classic. I think it looks really, really clean, really nice. Definitely a solid shout of a vehicle to consider picking up. Not too bad at all, especially because it's free. Then we have the Dubachi Wagner. I really like the Wagner. It's one of the coolest looking supercars in the game. If I'm not mistaken, it's based off of an Aston Martin Valkyrie. It's fast, it's got decent handling. This week you can get it for free by participating in the LS Car Meet Prize Ride. If you've never done that, all you need to do is drive right over to this little icon on the map and then start up a series race. If you join my Discord server, you can probably find plenty of people that are willing to do races with you. There is a very easy way to cheat the races. So as I said today, or starting, I guess, Thursday, so tomorrow, from the time today's video is posted, if you finish top 2 4 days in a row in the LS Car Meet series races, you get the car. So all you need to do is find another person to do the race with, and then you get first, he gets second. It doesn't matter. Both of you get the challenge completed for that day. Do it the next day, rinse and repeat for 4 days, and congratulations, you get a $1.5 million vehicle for absolutely free, and you get paid for playing in the races. So it's just a big dub. I would highly recommend, if you aren't in my Discord, you join it so that you can mess around with people like that. We have the Ocelot Jugular. This is actually a pretty good sports car. It's one of the faster. It's got really good handling. It's all-wheel drive. It's got some nice liveries, decent customization. I'm not the biggest fan of it just because it's a little bit larger than, you know, the average sports car, but it is still a very, very cool vehicle. You can pick it up from normally $1.25 million. This week, it's 30% off, so you can get it at $800,000. Pretty solid shout. Really can't complain all too much about that vehicle. I did a quick fact check, and actually, the Jugular is the 13th fastest lap time sports car in the game. That's really good, and it shows you just how important handling is. Speaking of good handling and overall capabilities, we have the BF Club. This vehicle looks pretty mid. I think all of you will agree, but trust me, it is quite the performer, and that's because it's based off of a Golf GTI Volkswagen, if I'm not mistaken. It's quick. You can see that here. Like, this thing's got surprisingly good handling. It's got really, really good acceleration. It's a little beast to mess around with, and as I said, for the compacts class, it has the second best handling in the game. Now, to be fair, it is a compact, so even like the average sports car is still going to be better, but if this is the kind of vehicle that you like and maybe you want to pick it up, it still has sports-like handling and capabilities, and it's also not too expensive, normally $1.3 million. This week you can pick it up for $900,000. Moving on, we have the ominous EGT, which is an absolutely incredible vehicle. It's not the fastest, nor does it feature the best handling in terms of electric cars. It's just a really good Amani Tech vehicle. However, I do have to share my opinion and say that I think the Buffalo EVX is better. The Obey Ominous EGT was known as one of the best Amani Tech vehicles because of the fact it was the first electric Amani Tech car, and it, you know, had the ability to survive 10 homing launcher rounds, but also 10 sticky bombs. Or if you compare that to something like the Terminus or the Buffalo STX, they can only survive 4 sticky bombs or RPGs. So that's where the electric Amani Tech vehicles come into play. All of the electric vehicles can survive 10 sticky bombs, 10 RPGs, where normal Amani Tech vehicles can't. However, the Buffalo EVX was added into the game. It features HSW upgrades if you're playing on next gen, and even if you're not, it's faster than the EGT, and it has better handling. So in that regard, I just think you'd be better off getting the EVX in most situations, but this week it's discounted, and because of that, I would highly recommend to get the EGT, because why wouldn't you? I mean, sure, the EVX might be a little faster, but at the end of the day, the EGT is one of the cheaper Monty Tech vehicles as it is, and only at 1.8 million, and this week it's really discounted at only 1.25 million, so that's actually a really, really good shout. So I would definitely say it's a good pickup. Then we move on to the Dominator GTT. This is a cool vehicle. It reminds me of the Ellie. It's kind of a fastback, and yeah, I'm just a big fan of muscle cars in general. I especially like my Ford Mustangs, which is this clearly is based off of. So yeah, very, very cool vehicle. I'm a big fan of it, and it's fairly inexpensive to pick up. Normally it is 1.2 million. This week you can get it for $850,000. So overall, not too bad from discounts. Really, the vehicles that are discounted this week, they're not anything crazy, but we do have some decent ones, which is nice, like the Jugular and the EGT are both pretty good discounts. Final two vehicles we have are the Ramus and as well the XXR. Starting off, we have the Ramus, which is, it's alright. I mean, it's a cool vehicle, and you can actually make it look pretty cool with customization. This one here, it looks goofy, I'm not gonna lie. But you can get an idea of how you could customize it to be really nice just from the front design. I'm a big fan of the vehicle. I think it actually looks really, really sick, really clean. So, yeah, the Ramus is pretty nice. It's not the fastest, nor does it have really anything impressive in terms of handling, but it's still a fun vehicle. It's normally 1.4 million. This week you can pick it up for 950,000. That brings us to the final vehicle that is discounted, at least on ground, and that is the Entity XXR. I love the Entity XXR's look. I mean, you gotta agree, this is one of the sleekest, cleanest looking vehicles in the game, especially with this wine red I have painted mine. The XXR is normally 2.3 million. This week you can pick it up for 1.6 million, which makes it a fairly decent price tag for a supercar. The XXR is also one of the fastest supercars in the game, especially when you realize that it doesn't even have HSW upgrades. So it's quick, it's got really good handling, and in general, just an incredibly solid shout to pick up. So yeah, I really can't complain at all about the XXR. If this is a vehicle you like, think about picking it up. And that brings us to two final discounts, which are the Buzzard Attack Chopper and the Velatus. The Velatus is one of the fastest helicopters in the game, surprisingly, but the Sparrow is faster, and the Sparrow is more maneuverable and better in every way, so I wouldn't recommend to buy it. The Velatus is normally 2.3 million. You can pick it up for 1.6 million this week, but I just don't really think it's worth it. And then we have the well, we have the Buzzard. Now, the Buzzard is actually pretty cheap. It's normally 1.75 million. This week you can get it for 1.2 million. Now, here's what I will say. While I do agree that the Sparrow is superior to the Buzzard, you know, it has flares, it's faster, it has better missiles. What I will say is that it is very nice if you register as a boss and you go into your Securo Serve website, you can call out a Buzzard. Now, yes, I know some of you might say, oh, you can do that for a Velatus too, but the Buzzard actually has weapons, which we can see right here. You don't have weapons on your Velatus, so that's why I see the Buzzard better. But what I will say is that I don't think it's a bad idea to pick up a Buzzard. In fact, I think it's a really good idea. First of all, it's fairly inexpensive, but as well because if you have a Sparrow and it gets blown up or you forget to despawn it, it's always nice to have a backup plan. And the Sparrow, while it's great, is a little weak and can be very easily taken out. So I do think that having a Buzzard is a really smart idea, especially if it ever does get blown up. Sometimes I've done missions where I'll be killed using my Sparrow, and I'll instantly call out my Buzzard while I'm waiting for the Sparrow cooldown. So I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and let me know what you thought about that part. We've got one final thing to break into, and that is the discount and extra money you can make with the Hangar. This week, you are able to get ×2 of the crates sourced by Rooster. Normally, he sources 1 crate, and he has like a 25% chance to source you 2. But this week, he's going to source you 2 crates and a 25% chance to source you 4. That's actually quite good. And that's because Rooster costs $25,000 and he's giving you a crate worth $30,000. But with him being doubled, it means he's giving you a crate, or he's giving you what, like 60,000 worth and you're only paying 25,000, and if he gives you 4, then that means you're getting 120,000 worth for only 25,000. So that's huge. I would definitely recommend to use Rooster. It's going to be making you a lot of money this week. It's a little unfortunate the crates are randomized, but still pretty good money. And the other discount we have is involving the hangar. All hangars and the upgrades, everything inside of the hangar are discounted. Now, that does not mean vehicles you're purchasing for the hangar are discounted, but anything that you upgrade in the hangar itself is discounted. So pretty nice. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.